Counting Days Till Summer looked really interesting.
Okay, so yeah, that's the one I talked about earlier that it's the Polish home invasion movie that might not get distribution.
Oh,
I know, which sucks because like it's creepy. It's a cool movie.
it's hella cool.
Like it wasn't like I'm not gonna overhype it. Like I thought it was good. It wasn't like groundbreaking home invasion stuff, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was solid. I particularly liked the mask that's used in them because it's a guy with an upside down face.
Yeah, that's cool as hell.
It kind of reminded me of like a Trevor Henderson creature, like the man with the upside down face.
Mhm.
That's a classic Trevor Henderson creature. He looks a little bit different, but it was kind of a noticeable comparison, a fair comparison, I think. Um, but it was solid. It was a solid home invasion. Had a really neat twist in the third act. The ending was a little confusing. I feel like the ending could be interpreted a few different ways. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to tiptoe around spoilers when this movie may never come out in America. In Poland, if you're in Poland listening to Talking Terror, you're probably going to get this movie. If you're anywhere else, the chances are not that likely. So I guess I can talk more about it. I can talk more about the spoiler thing. So um, yeah, it's a group of friends staying at this house with this girl and her younger brother, who's kind of like angsty. Doesn't really want anything to do with her. Um, and then a home invader breaks into the house, starts killing them with like a bow and arrow and shit.
Damn.
Or no, it's a crossbow. Like it's an automatic. He just loads it, pulls the trigger, and
That's cool.
fucking kills a lot of people with it. It's pretty cool. He's got like a creepy mask on. It's intense. But after all these people are dead and it's just the sister left alive, it's revealed that um the killer, it was actually two killers kind of taking turns, and it was the brother and his friend and he just wanted to kill his sister, her friends. Um I'm not entirely sure I can't quite recall the motive for it. But I remember the ending, or near the ending, they burn her alive in the garage. They like douse her in gasoline and burn her alive.
Holy shit.
And in my opinion, that's where the movie should have ended. Because that's a great fucking ending.
Yeah.
Um, but it cuts to another scene where the brother wakes up in his bed and he hears his sister and her friends outside. And it's like you could either read it as it was all a dream, like he was dreaming of killing them. Because at the end, he like sits there and he kind of smiles, like while laying in bed, like hearing their laughter.
Hmm.
So you could either read it as he dreamed of killing his sister and all her friends, or this was a flashback to earlier in the movie. Because for a while he was just up in his room, like laying down. So you could read that as like that was him just thinking about like smiling, how like, oh, I'm gonna kill these people later. Kind of like being
Wow.
happy, like oh, like fuck their happiness, I'm gonna kill them later. He hears them all laughing and having fun. He's like, no, they're gonna die soon, so whatever. Or you could think of it as like it's in the future and he's just thinking about their laughter. He's like, oh, I'm so glad I killed those people. So you can interpret it a few different ways. I really hope it wasn't just the all a dream thing because that's kind of lame in my opinion. But I personally, and the guy next to me was very audible about this. But I agree with him because he was like, "Oh, don't make it a fucking dream, man. That's terrible." He said that like, "Why is the credits roll?" He's like, "Oh, please God, don't make that shit be a dream." And someone asked the director during the Q&A, it was like, "Oh, was it all a dream?" And he's like, "Oh, it could be interpreted a few different ways," which
That's
is how I
good.
read it. So, I dig it. There's room for mixed interpretations there. But the guy next to me was like, "No, fuck that, dude. I don't want it to be a dream." And I kind of agree. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think it should have ended on the frame of her being burnt alive
Yeah.
because that was a really intense scene. I feel like that was a good place to end it. But you know, either or, it was cool. It was an alright movie. But I mean, I think the real tragedy here is the distribution. The studio they made it for wants to do it as a tax write off, um, which is just really shameful and shitty in my opinion.
Mhm.
And yeah, it sucks that he told us that you're probably going to be the only audience outside of Poland that gets to watch this film, um, which sucks. That sucks because movies deserve to be seen by the masses. You know,
Exactly.
your art deserves to be seen. Doesn't it shouldn't be restricted. It shouldn't be hidden. It shouldn't be used as a tax write off. That should not be what art does. Art should be seen by people everywhere, no matter where you are on the planet. So, I think that's really unfortunate. But hopefully, some Blu-ray company or Blu-ray boutique or some distributor saves the day here. Maybe we get an Arrow Video release a few years from now. Maybe Vinegar Syndrome helps them out. I don't know, but hopefully something gets done because I think it's an injustice to see it just kind of get written off like that.
Yeah.
Because even though I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. I thought it was just all right, but I think even still, even with it being just all right, any movie, good, great, or bad, deserves to be seen and deserves to be fairly distributed and accessible. You know, so hopefully Arrow Video or Vinegar Syndrome or some distribution company can give it some international gateway. But the director was pretty adamant on it looking pretty bleak.
Mhm.
Because during the Q&A, someone was like, "Is there anything we could do?" And he was like, "No." Like it's,
Oh.
I know it was pretty bleak. It was like funny, but it was bleak. I was like, "Damn, okay, like yeah, no." Like flat out, it was just like, "No, there's really nothing you could do," because like it's tied up. And he said the studio doesn't want money. The studio doesn't care about money. It's about the movie itself.
Wow.
It's not about the prospect of will this make money. It's because the studio, while they were making the movie, the studio had a change in management, and the new management was just like, we don't want to be making movies like this. Plain and simple. We don't want to be making and distributing movies like this for the foreseeable future. So it's kind of just in a bad place right now. So I hope that I'm gonna look up the director real quick. His name, but oh wait, it's on. Is it on Movie? Hold on. Hold up. I swear to God, if it's actually like available to watch. I'm trying to see if any reviews from Fantastic Fest like mention that it, it may not it may not get a release. Oh, okay. 13 Days Till Summer. This film is not currently playing on movie. Okay, so yeah, that. Let's see what the Wikipedia says. Because now I'm kind of invested. This movie doesn't even have a Wikipedia. What the hell? Oh, what the hell? Okay, so the director is Bartosz M. Kowalski.
Mhm.
So Bartosz M. Kowalski, if you're listening to this podcast, uh, let us know if we can help with the distribution. We'd love to set up a screening here in Dallas. I know you just did a screening in Austin, but whatever we can do. Um, but yeah, that stinks that it might not leave Poland besides Fantastic Fest. So if you do manage to catch this movie somehow, one way or another, I guess check it out before it's too late.
Yeah.
Um, if you I'm not gonna say if you find it on some website or not. I'm not gonna say what to do, but if there really is no other option, I'm not gonna say anything. Anyway, yeah. So uh, that's 13 days till summer. Again, pretty solid, and it just sucks about the distribution.
Yeah.
What else you got for me, Ari?
Thank you. Dolly.
Okay, I was hoping you would say Dolly or Silent Night, Deadly Night because I need to pick me up after talking about that horrible distribution plan.
Yeah, of course. Oh,
That
wait, 1 sec. I
Let
need
me
the
find it.
bathroom. All right. So,
Uh,
Dolly.
yeah, so Dolly was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was, it might be one of my favorites from Fantastic Fest. Um, I didn't write a full review on it because someone else from my site already covered it. Um, but it's I love it. It's like a grindhouse era, kind of like late 70s, early 80s slasher film.
Mhm.
It's shot on film, like shot on actual film, which I just right off the bat, I admire the hell out of anyone who wants to go through the trouble and expense of making a movie shot on film.
Yeah.
Has my eternal respect because that's a pain in the ass. um, it is. Like having to do that is a pain in the ass, and it's not cheap. So shout out to whoever is going about that. It's super cool. Um, but no, it's like also super gross and morbid, but like in a good way.
Ooh.
It follows this couple that's going out into the woods for like a hike, and they come across this person who leaves like a bunch of like dolls around,
Mhm.
and they collect dolls, and in their house they like take care of these like fake dolls, like they're human because they're like this person. It's not a creature, it's a human. It's a human slasher.
Oh.
This human really wants to take care of a child. That's like their one thing in life, I guess. It's like they really want that.
Mhm.
Um, and so this woman gets like kidnapped after her boyfriend is like not murdered but very horrifically injured. She's kidnapped and taken back to this house and knocked out. And she wakes up and is just like in this like nursery room or whatever. And this like giant person. This person's built like fucking Leatherface, dude. It's like they're giant. They're like intimidating. That's a cool build, you know.
Wow.
I believe let me Google this real quick before I get it wrong. But I'm pretty sure that the villain is played by a wrestler, which is cool. Let me read the 1428 Elm review from Brian Finelli, who is not me, but another 1428 Elm writer. His work is cool. Um, yeah. Um, oh wow, this is super cool. So the person that plays, I guess their name is Dolly.
Mhm.
Kind of just what I'm going by. The villain in Dolly, who I'm just going to refer to as Dolly. Um, Dolly is played by a non-binary pro wrestler whose name is Max the Impaler,
Oh, that's cool.
which that name is cool as fuck. I love that.
Oh, they look
But yeah,
awesome.
Dolly is just intimidating as a villain. Like it feels very Leatherface, very like brutish at times, but then other times, very weirdly like being nice to their
Mhm.
victim because she wants this victim to be like her child, like
Yeah.
she wants to take care of it. Um, Even though this is a very horrifying situation. Um, and the mask that she wears is like this porcelain doll mask with like one
Mm.
of the eyes missing. It was very fucking creepy, and um, the director, Rod Blackhurst, really nice fucking guy, by the way. I got to talk to him a little bit, and his producer, um, uh, whose name escapes me at the moment, who followed me on Instagram. So I have his name somewhere. But I talked to Rod and his producer. Let's find the producer. Simon.
Mm.
Simon is the producer. Yeah, so I talked to Simon and Rod a little bit after the film and kind of just gushed about how cool it was. Because again, this feels like the type of movie that you would watch at like a midnight theater or a drive-in in like the
Yeah,
late '70s, early '80s, and it's creepy as fuck.
I bet.
Yeah, and yeah, man, shot on film, very gritty, um, very violent at times. The boyfriend, when he fights Dolly, gets his like jaw almost completely torn off,
Holy shit.
but he's still alive. So for part of the film, he's just like dragging his way around trying to like find his wife, find his
Oh
girlfriend or
man.
whatever. And his jaw is like totally like dragging on the ground with him. It's brutal, but it's almost comedic in a way. But it's so fucking violent. But it's almost funny when you stop and think about it because he's just like the whole movie is like dragging along, and his jaw is dragging with him.
Oh man.
Anytime he gets up, Dolly is somehow there and beats the fuck out of him again. It's like a Family Guy bit, a little bit, but it's really funny and it's really, really, really demented. Um, and the lead actress, I'm trying to look for her name now in this Kate Cobb, I believe is her name. Yeah, Kate Cobb. Wonderful performance from Kate Cobb. Natural born final girl. Full stop. Survivor girl. Final girl, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and just her performance is amazing. There's times where she's channeling some fucking Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre and
I love that.
some of her reactions and even her voice a little bit. But just because before all the shit hits the fan, she is a very charming presence, you know, on screen. She's very charming, very witty, and just like you're like I dig this right off the bat. You're like I dig this person. You know, I like them. And then shit hits the fan, and you're like, I want them to fucking live.
Damn.
Um, and the movie kind of goes off the rails towards the end, and you know, kind of other secrets of within Dolly's house that maybe kind of point that maybe Dolly isn't the biggest threat in that house. And the film is getting a sequel. They announced that Fantastic Fest. The film is getting a sequel. We're getting Dolly 2. There's a post-credit scene that teases a sequel, and just yeah, we're getting a sequel to this film, which I'm super duper excited about. Um, I want to watch it again. I don't know when the hell it's coming out to like wide release, but I want to watch it again because this was like I heard a lot of because it played twice during the festival. It played once, and I didn't go see it, and someone told me go watch it. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. In fact, I think it was Jason from Fangoria. So shout out to Jason from Fangoria for pointing me in the direction of Dolly. I remember I was walking to the parking garage and I saw him and he's like, "Oh, I just got out of Dolly. Go watch it. It's so good."
Wow.
And I'm like, "I'll have to put that on the list then. I'll have to check it out when it comes back next week." Because I was at Fantastic Fest was 1 week, but it's split into like first half, second half. Like it starts on a Thursday and ends on a Thursday. So on the second half run, Dolly replayed and I got a ticket to that, and that's how I saw it. And I was like, "Oh my god, Jason was not lying. This is fucking awesome." And it's so up my alley. Just again, like just shot on film, old school '70s slasher film in the woods with fucked up practical effects and a really intimidating, menacing, but still like very compelling villain. like so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and just so up my alley. You know, I love that. So I need to see it again. I would love to get Rod and his team on the show sometime, just to like gush even more about the film. Um, there's one scene that grossed me out so fucking terribly.
Yeah.
It's where Kate Cobb, who play her character's name is Rachel. Rachel is like tied up in this like high chair thing, and Dolly is like force feeding her like just rotten food and like spoiled milk from like a bottle. It's so fucking creepy. And then Dolly tries to like breastfeed her, and Rachel bites down on Dolly's nipple and rips it off
Oh.
to like break free. Ugh. But just like the choking on the rotten food and the ripping the nipple off, just that whole like that whole sequence of events had me just like, ew, oh my god. I don't flinch easily, I don't get grossed out easily, but like the rotting food part, like the force feeding that was like disgusting. And then just the ripping off of the nipple, I was like, ooh, okay, ow. That hurt. That hurt to watch. So, um, it's it's a fucking awesome movie. And Max the Impaler plays a fucking badass horror villain. Just they are intimidating as fuck. So I want to see this again. I want to see it again. Um, so hopefully we can get Rod on the podcast. Hopefully we can get director Rod Blackhurst, writer and well, he's director and co-writer. He co-wrote it with Brandon Weevil. But yeah, I'd love to get Rod on the show to gush about this because this was so my vibe, and I just oh, and also I got a bunch of really cool merch. They were just handing out stuff from the film.
Yeah.
So I got some pens, which you could totally have one if you want. I have extra.
Whoa.
I know, right? It's Dolly. That's what her mask looks like. It's like a missing an eye,
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
porcelain doll mask with like a weird like blonde wig. Um, and I got a T-shirt, which is in my closet right now, and I got a sticker, which is right there on the back of my notebook.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know, right? So that was super fucking cool to just to see and get to talk to the director and the producer about it because I dug this. This was so cool.
Picking one.
Picking a movie.
Mm, yeah. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Yes.
Let's go. Yeah. So what's funny? This was the secret screen. This was the first secret screening of the festival. They do 4 secret screenings throughout the week,
Ooh.
and you don't know what it's gonna be until the doors are shut, the lights dim, and they're like, "Okay, we're showing you this. Enjoy." Like you can like there's tons of theories, and I love this about Phantasmus. There's always guesses on what it's gonna be. I had a laundry list of guesses on what the secret screenings were. Some people were saying Running Man, which there's 4 of them, so there's 4 chances for you to be right.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be Frankenstein. Del Toro's Frankenstein, which comes out in the next 2 months or so, because it's usually something that comes out within the next few months.
Right.
Rarely is it something that isn't gonna come out for another year. It's usually something that's like, oh, it's gonna come out anyway. Just you're seeing it like maybe a month or two early.
Mhm.
Um, so and one of them was the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, One Battle After Another. That was one of the secret screenings.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the new DiCaprio film, which was that had a big turnout. And Begonia was another one. The new Yorgos film. But Silent Night Deadly Night was the first one, and it's the only one I attended. So thank God, because this is really the only secret screening I. This is the only secret screening movie I really care about, if that makes sense. Because I'll watch the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie at one of my local theaters in IMAX or whatever. I'll watch that. Um, I haven't quite warmed up to Yorgos's filmography yet, so Bugonia isn't a high priority for me. I forgot what the fourth secret screening was. It's escaped me at the moment, but it was a big one for a lot of people, and it was another one I wasn't too quite hyped about. This first one though, I forgot this movie was even coming out. I forgot Silent Night Deadly Night was even a thing. I forgot we were getting a fucking remake of this movie. Um, so I file in, right, and they have these like Christmas gift bags for the audience, and I was like, and someone behind me was like, "I bet Silent Night Deadly Night," and I was like, "What?" I forgot that was even a fucking movie. I forgot we're getting that this like in 2 months. So we get in and they hand each of us like one of these like Christmas gift bags, and inside of it is a bloody Santa Claus hat and like a
Oh,
Christmas light necklace and like a QR code to review the movie.
that's cool.
They close the door and they're like, "All right, Silent Night, Deadly Night time" from director Mike Nelson, who's directed some cool stuff in the past. He directed a really cool VHS segment for VHS 85, and he also directed the Wrong Turn reboot in 2021, which I have yet to see, but I really liked this VHS segment, so he's okay in my book solely because of that VHS segment. Um, but for those unaware, Silent Night, Deadly Night is a horror film from 1984, I believe 1984, somewhere mid 80s, either 83, 84, 8, or 85, somewhere in that block. Silent Night, Deadly Night is a cult classic slasher film set around Christmas time about a guy who dresses up as Santa Claus and kills people that he thinks are naughty because of childhood trauma. Because when he was a child, his parents were murdered, and his mother was sexually assaulted and murdered by a man dressed up as Santa Claus one night.
Dang.
I know. So he carried that trauma with him and then dressed up as Santa Claus, started killing bad people. And this is a remake of that film, starring Roman Campbell from The Monkey and Halloween Ends, who's great. He never puts out a bad performance, in my opinion. Say what you want about Halloween Ends, Campbell never turns out a bad performance ever. I have yet to see a bad one from him, and it's no different here. He does a really good job playing this demented but like weirdly likable psychopath. Because and this is quite a departure from the original. Because I actually binged all the Silent Deadly Night movies last Christmas. They're not that good, but I'm sorry, they're not. Um, but this one takes a kind of a radical departure from the original and brings in some more comedic. Like, it's kind of more in on the joke now of it being campy and corny. So it's a little bit more comedic, and there's also some weirdly supernatural elements
Mhm.
involved this time, whereas the original was just a full blown slasher film. But in this one, you don't know if it's just his mind or if it actually is. But he believes he is possessed by like, or at least partly possessed by the Santa that killed his parents. Because as his parents were dying, his mom killed the Santa, but she still died, you know. But
Mhm.
all three of them died, and he was just kind of left alone at the crime scene. But he believes he was possessed by the man that killed his parents, and that's what's driving him to kill other bad people. Because he has this voice in his head, and it's kind of comedic, where he's like, "Hey, we should go kill this bad person right now." Like he'll be like going around town, he'll be like, "You see that guy that just shoplifted? Go murder that guy." Or he'll be like, "Oh, that guy said something really weird to that woman. You should go chop his head off real quick." And he's like, oh, I can't do that right now. I'm in public." And the voice is like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." So it's very comedic. And there's a point where like, he goes into this Christmas shop and meets this woman that he has a crush on, and the voice is like, "We don't have time for this. We have to go kill people right now. Like, don't go falling in love. We have to go murder more people." And there's moments where it feels kind of like a Christmas Hallmark movie, but then it immediately murders someone in a really violent way. So it's all right. Um, It's very stylistic, especially with its editing. It's got very quick cut, almost like pulp comic book like editing in a way. It's got title cards, like chapter cards for different kills
Mhm.
that he does in the movie. Um, and I took a few notes on this one, but I really was just having a good time. I was just watching. I was like, this is just fun. Um, the actress from Happy Death Day is in this one. Let me look up her name real quick so I can get her name. But um, what is that actress's name? Ruby Modine. She played the roommate in Happy Death Day. She's great in this. Also, it's Rohan Campbell. I believe I said Roman Campbell earlier. I apologize. It's Rohan Campbell. So Rohan Campbell and Ruby Modine, both great in this film. Really good performances. Um, they develop like sort of chemistry with each other, which is really great to see evolve in a really fucked up psychotic way. um, um, and I'm trying to figure out more notes to really sound it. There's a really cool sequence where a bunch of Nazis get killed. Um, and I feel like that's kind of a spoiler because that's a really good scene. So I don't know, maybe I should cut that out. But it's
It's okay.
it's a really good fucking scene.
It's
But
cool.
my one critique though, my or not my one, but my biggest critique
Mhm.
of Sound of Deadly Night is I feel like it pulls its punches just a little bit. Like it could definitely be meaner. It could definitely be more gory. Because I guess I'll talk about it more. When they kill all those Nazis, it's a Nazi rally basically. It's like a Nazi dinner party.
Yeah,
It's a Nazi Christmas dinner party.
it's cool.
I know, right? And it's cool to see all of them die horribly. But that scene, I feel like the editing kind of hurts it a little bit because it has this John Wick style editing for that scene where it's like quick fighting, like death scenes. And I kind of wish they did the opposite. I mean, no. Like, if you're gonna cut a Nazi's head off, I don't want it. I don't want a quick John Wick cut. I want to see the head get torn off.
Right.
I want to see like the Aunt Gladys death and weapons, where I want to see blood get shed really fucking hard, especially for Nazis. You're seeing
Of course.
Nazis die, really go extreme with it, and I feel like that movie kind of like, especially for that scene, it could have reveled in it a bit more, and just in general, because it's distributed by Cineverse, which I know, I know Cineverse didn't make the movie; they just distribute it. But Cineverse is known for distributing things like the unrated Toxic Avenger or Terrifier 3. So I guess with that kind of stamp on it, I expected a little bit more bloodshed or a little bit more gratuitous bloodshed. I wanted to see it really going all in on the death and the violence and the blood.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like it may have cut away too early at some scenes, or maybe we're not as present for the violence as I would have liked to be. But that's really my biggest complaint. It's still violent. It's still bloody. There's still some good gore, but I don't know. Like you're remaking an '80s cult classic that was really unapologetically mean and violent and bloody. Emphasis on mean. It was a very mean film. It didn't hold back. It was fucking up everyone. So I feel like to really do that justice, especially when you're kind of unchained. You're not really owned by any of the big studios, and you're distributed by Cineverse, who's very open to violence, as we've seen. So I wish they hit it a little bit harder. I feel like they pulled their punches a little bit, but that's really my only critique, my only big critique of Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. Um, I do think it has potential for a sequel. So hopefully Mike Nelson and his team hop on that because I can see this being a yearly thing. and I love holiday horror. I'm so excited for our Christmas episodes, just so I can
Yes.
talk about holiday horror. There's one in particular, me and Ariani need to watch that I won't name. There's one really weird holiday horror that we're gonna watch. I don't know if we'll cover it on the podcast, but um, we'll see. But no, I just love holiday horror in general. Like Black Christmas is a fucking fantastic movie, the 1974 one at least. Um, um, Better Watch Out is a really underrated one that I love. Krampus from 2015 is a fantastic film. So I just love holiday horror, and I can see this coming into my like much like how I have a Halloween seasonal rotation, I have a Christmas horror seasonal rotation. Like I always find time in my schedule in December to watch Black Christmas, Krampus, and Better Watch Out. Those are my three big holiday horror films that I make an emphasis. No, it's unimpeachable. I watch it every year. Watch each of them every year, and this might make its way into my rotation, because it's a good time. It's fun. Again, just damn, like go a little harder with the violence. Like you're being distributed by Cineverse, Terrifier 3 team. You could go a little more ape shit, especially when you're killing Nazis.
Real.
No one in their right mind is gonna be, oh, I think you're a little too harsh to that Nazi. No one on the planet's gonna say that.
Exactly.
I don't think you should have cut that Nazi's head off that hard. No, everyone's gonna be, yeah, fuck that guy. Cut another head off. you know. So I think it's I think that's a fair criticism for me to have, but I think overall it's a really really solid remake of a cult classic that I think more people should watch because the cult classic, the original, it's not great, but it's fun. And it's
Yeah.
like cheesy '80s horror, low budget '80s horror, so it's a good time, and it's made its way into the cult classic conversation. Its sequel's different story, but it's overall the original is fine, and I think this one's definitely the best one since the original. But I feel like the bar for that is a little bit low. It feels almost like an insult to say that, but I feel like when you talk about remakes, that's an important thing to bring up. Is it better than the original? Is it better than other sequels in the franchise? But Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025 is it's better than all four of the sequels. There's four of those fucking movies, man. And then there's the original, which the original is. I had to rewatch the original and like compare them side by side on which one I think is better. But this one's definitely the best one since the original, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Sounds so fun. I gotta watch it, dude.
Hell yeah. So you haven't seen any of the original. You haven't seen the original, have you?
Mm.
I gotta put you on some holiday horror.
Yeah, for real.
But do you have a particular favorite holiday horror film?
Um, Not at the moment.
Have you seen Krampus? No way.
Yeah, for real.
Krampus from 2015. You haven't seen that one?
I wanted
What?
to.
Have you seen any of the Black Christmas movies?
No.
Man, that's a bummer. Well, now I know what we're doing in December.
Yay.
I definitely gotta show you Krampus and at least the original Black Christmas. The other two, optional, but the original from 1974. No, the 20 when did the Black Christmas? When did the 2006 one is fine. The 2019 one, it's very different, but it's got some good moments and it's not terrible. I think that one was overhated when it came out, but it's not my thing, not my fave. But oh my god, the original from 1974, holy shit, that one's amazing. But yeah, enough yapping about that. Let's guess we'll move on to the next few. So,
Okay.
I know I'm we're running this really late. And I don't want to keep you up much longer than I don't want to bother you with it.
You're good. We got 8 more movies.
All right, I'll make them quick. I'll make the rest of them quick.
Okay. Um, the next one is Meat Kills.
Okay, Meat Kills was cool. Meat Kills was, I don't remember where it's from. I think it's Norwegian or maybe German.
Norwegian.
Um,
Because this is Blee's dog.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, it's Dutch.
Oh,
I'm an uncultured idiot. I'm a dumb American, so forgive me for for those two incorrect answers when I started talking about the movie. Those two very incorrect answers. Okay. And Mikos was good. Takes place in a slaughterhouse in the Netherlands, which, by the way, why are there not more horror films set almost entirely at a slaughterhouse?
right.
Like, underrated. Like, you always see it brought up in horror, but I hardly ever see horror films that actually take place entirely at a slaughterhouse. And this is almost entirely at a slaughterhouse. It's really fucking cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I'm reading up on a review right now to kind of refresh my mind on it because I it was like the last movie I saw like one night. I saw it at like midnight. Um, it's fucking violent. It's insanely violent. It's really fucking cool, and it's very Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not just for like the slaughterhouse stuff, but because it like has that same approach of treating humans like cattle. 'Cause it's about these like animal rights radicalists that are they break into this slaughterhouse and they break into the because it's on the property of the owners. The owners like live on the site. They have like a house right next to the slaughterhouse.
Mhm.
They break into the house of the owners of the slaughterhouse to like torture them or like do like a video to like, humiliate them or whatever and push their message that you shouldn't eat animals, you shouldn't kill animals, all
Mhm.
that. And the whole thing goes fucking awry. um, they start torturing one of them inside the slaughterhouse,
Oh shit.
and the other members of the family are fighting the other ones in the house. And then at the slaughterhouse, it's like a whole bunch of shit going on. um, there's some really brutal fucking kills. Uh, like there's this one member of the family that gets like fucked up, dude. Like he gets like electrified by like this like cattle prod, and they put this thing like between their heads to like electrify them so they die more peacefully.
Oh.
Oh, and then he gets thrown in like a vat of like boiling water that they used to like boil the meat off the bones.
Mhm.
So he looks fucked up. He dies very quickly, but he's like, oh, it's horrible. It's very gross. Um, but yeah, it's fucking violent. Um, and then there's this one scene where instead of a chainsaw, they have like a buzz saw,
Ooh.
and they use it to try to kill someone, and that's a fucking cool scene. I want to watch this one again too because it's like I don't remember too terribly much from it because I watched it super late at night and again on a whim. I didn't even mean to watch it. This was just like last minute. I was like, oh, I can watch something tonight because my schedule freed up. I'm
Mhm.
gonna watch Meat Kills. Cool. I'm gonna watch that. Um, but it's intense. It's got some cool gratuitous violence in it, and I need to watch it again. I hope it gets a wider release in America, or I hope it comes on streaming somewhere because I really dug it. And I'm mad because at the first I caught the second screening of it. At the first screening of it, when people left, they were getting handed pig masks
Oh, that's cool.
because the animal rights activists are wearing these pig masks when they break into the house.
Wow.
And they were handing out these really badass pig masks. I was like, man, I want one of them.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I know. But it's okay. I got the goodie bag from Silent Night Deadly Night, so not walking away empty handed. It was a good time. But Yeah, meat kills. I mean, I wish I could say more, but I don't remember too terribly much from it. That's why I'm kind of pulling some stuff from this review
Hmm.
to kind of like refresh my memory on some of the characters. But I do remember how violent it was. And there's a scene where a woman has to hide from the family inside of a cart full of animal parts. They just rotten animal meat that she's hiding under.
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's basically Dutch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dutch Buzzsaw Massacre. Yeah, it's fun.
Next one. I don't know if I'm saying this. Sisu, Road to Revenge.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're pronouncing it right.
Awesome.
And that was cool. I have never seen the original Sisu, but I've heard that it's basically the same as the sequel, but it's Nazis.
Huh.
So this Finnish guy just murdering a bunch of Nazis, and then this one, it's a Finnish guy just killing a bunch of Soviets.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just action, really gratuitous violence and action. Not much to say in terms of substance for me, just from my perspective, but it's just, you know, people getting fucked up in cool ways. There's a scene where he wraps a chain around a guy and throws it underneath his car, so then his head gets ripped off
Damn.
as like the car like pulls the chain back, and yeah, it's just cool.
That's cool.
He like does all these tricks to outsmart the Soviets by like leaving grenades in like the car, and he's trying to transport his whole house on the back of his truck the whole time. It's really fucking cool. And Richard Brake is in it, who's like one of my favorite character actors in horror right now. He's so good and so underutilized in the genre. You know, he was in Bingo Hell. He was in uh, um, what was the he's in a lot of Rob Zombie stuff. He was in the Munsters. He was in the uh, Three from Hell movie. He he's been in a lot of horror stuff, but I still can't get enough of him. He was in Barbarian, which was super cool. He played a really mean fucking guy in Barbarian. He played an evil ass dude. And he had a small role in The Strangers Chapter 2, but he does nothing. Like, why do you have
What?
Richard Brake? That's something I meant to say about The Strangers Chapter 2. I even say it in my review. I say Richard Brake is so underutilized in this film because he's in Chapter 1 as well. No one even notices. He's in Chapter 2. He doesn't fucking do anything. No, Richard Brake is a great character actor, and I need him to be put to good use. He's put to good use here in Sisu though. But yeah, really not much to say on Sisu besides I like the violence and violence against Nazis, violence against Soviets, all good, all fun.
Hell yeah.
I'm okay. What's next?
We got Whistle.
Hmm. Whistle was cool. That was the final movie of the whole festival.
Oh yeah.
I got to interview the writer and the director. Both of them are very nice. Apparently, the
Oh,
writer is from Austin. It's kind of a local legend from Austin.
oh, that's cool.
Owen Egerton, I believe, is his name, and I got to speak with him a little bit. He's very nice, and I got to talk to the director. I believe his name was Cormichael. Uh, check that. Corin, Corin Hardy,
Good.
Director Corin Hardy. Yeah, no, he's super cool. He was super nice to talk to. He directed The Nun as well,
Wow.
um, which I admittedly wasn't the biggest fan of The Nun. However, Whistle, great step up, great premise. You know, it's about these kids that find this Aztec death whistle, ancient Aztec death whistle, and when you blow it, it basically summons like the god of death to like kill you.
It's cool.
Um, it's a really neat premise because you kind of like it kind of fulfill like it's like the you that you would have grown up to be and died comes after you and kills you in a violent way.
Wow.
Like it tries to match that death. So at the beginning, there's a guy who like he is being hunted down by the spirit, and he comes across a burning human figure
Hmm.
that grabs him and lights him on fire. and it's revealed that that guy, if he had lived to his 40s, would have died in a house fire.
Wow.
So he's the manifestation of his death is a 40-year-old man covered in flames chasing after him. It's
I
basically
love that.
yeah, it's a cool premise. It's like a I describe it as sort of like Final Destination meets Nightmare on Elm Street
Mhm.
because there's one really cool fucking death where it's this guy who would have died in like a motorcycle accident, a really violent motorcycle accident, had he not been involved with the death whistle, but now that he has, he's gonna die now. But he has to die the same way. So he's like in his room, and then suddenly just pieces of his skin and his body start flying off of him, like he's being scraped off a road,
Dang.
and just like his whole body just like he was in a motorcycle crash, but it's like in his room,
Whoa.
and it was such a cool fucking death. It's funny because for a while I was like, this movie's kind of slow. It's a little slow for me. Um, but then that death scene happened, and I'm like, we're in business. Yep. I'm like, yep, we're back. Locked in. And it's a really neat fucking premise.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such an original way to do that, to do the cursed object sort of horror story. And actually I got to hold the screen use death whistle during my interview. I got to hold it,
Whoa.
take some pictures of it. I can send you the pictures later, but it's
Yeah.
some really cool fucking pictures. Um, Someone actually asked me, like, can I use that picture on my article? I'm like, yeah, sure. Take it.
Wow.
So I sent them that picture. But yeah, no, it was cool getting to interview them. And I interviewed them before I got to see the movie. So I kind of went in a little bit blind to ask about the movie. But it was a cool interview. And the movie was fun. It was a cool closing night, a cool closer to the festival. So definitely solid. It comes out in February of 2026. So stay tuned for that. Um, you have Primate in January, then you have Whistle in February. So two great Fantastic Fest films that I don't want people to be sleeping on. So yeah, that's Whistle in a nutshell.
It's so fun.
Um,
I can't wait to watch it.
Final Destination meets Nightmare on Elm Street.
Next up, we got The Curse.
This was a cool one. This was really cool. It was it's like a curse that like can happen through like social media.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a really neat Japanese film. Um, um, I have to meet the director of it. Kichi Ugana. Kichi Ugana. Yeah, who was super nice. He wore a Texas Chainsaw Massacre pin on his suit when I met him,
Oh,
so I had to compliment him because he loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I was like, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. It's an amazing film. I was like, he follows me on Instagram. He's super nice. He's super cool.
wow.
Kenichi Ugana. So shout out to him. Um, yeah, this is fun. It was a cool throwback to old school Japanese horror, but with a new social media twist. Um, this woman begins experiencing a curse after noticing her friend's Instagram that she thinks is like hacked, but it's just like the same creepy picture of her every day, but with like a different caption. And it's like a very ominous caption, and the comments are all very ominous, and they get more and more aggressive as the days go on. Like I'm like all the comments are like I'm gonna fucking kill you and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird stuff like that. Um, so it's like the curse is like it's transported through like social media,
Mhm.
and the reveal is sort of it's this woman who has all this envy about these younger women who kind of she is very envious of, and so she's cursing them through their because you're always posting on your social media, you're always posting about how beautiful you are and how much
Mhm.
better you are, so I'm fucking cursing you through that, and I really fucking dug that. um it was a fun one.
That does sound very ominous.
Yeah, I loved it, and the woman playing the villain does a very good job. For she doesn't have too much screen time, but she uses the most of what she has, and
Oh.
it's a great performance. Towards the third act there, and her like curse room felt very much like Leatherface's bone room in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I love that.
And she also has a door, kind of like Leatherface's door in Chainsaw Massacre. So I was like, oh, he said he was a Chainsaw Massacre fan. I caught that. I caught that metal sliding door.
It's cool.
I, I caught that shit, Kenichi. I love that. So, yeah, of course I had to bug him about his Chainsaw Massacre pin after the screening. Yeah.
Next up, we got Mother of Flies.
Mother of Flies. This one was really cool. I'm a big fan of this family's filmography.
Mhm.
This is from the Adams family. Yeah, that's the name, the Adams family, which is so fucking cool.
That is cool.
Um, it's Toby, her daughter Zelda, and her husband Troy. No, John. Sorry, I don't think of fucking Troy. Toby, Troy, whatever. So yeah, Zelda Adams, John Adams, and Toby Poser. They're a family, and they just make fucking horror movies together, which I think is the
Wow.
coolest shit ever. I've talked to them a few different times. I was actually very happy that they actually remembered me from the press tour they did for Where the Devil Roams, which is my favorite movie of theirs. I highly recommend it. Y'all go check out Where the Devil Roams. It's streaming on Shudder, and I think on Tubi as well. It's a pretty accessible film, so 100% would recommend for folks. But yeah, Mother of Flies. It's because they're a family. They do different horror stories, different types of subject matter and folklore. They tackle different folklore, and this one kind of goes after classic witchcraft folklore.
Ooh.
Um, and all right, very cool. Um, and it was based on in a lot of real personal feelings with the family, because I believe they had said that their daughter had a cancer scare. Um, Thankfully, as far as I know, she's okay now. But the story is about this woman who has cancer and is off to seek a remedy from this woman who says that she could help her. And she's kind
Mhm.
of all out of options. She's done chemo and all that, but she just wants to get better. So she seeks out this woman who's like a witch and can can heal her, but the witch is actually kind of using it to her own means in a really creepy way. Um, which I really dug the dynamic there, and knowing the personal background of it all made it all the more of an interesting watch.
Yeah.
The film is very slow, which isn't a bad thing, but I mean, it just fair warning, it is like a slow burn film, but it's very atmospheric. Um, there's all these very beautiful shots of the woods, and I put down on my notes. I was like, even whether they're shooting footage of a valley or a rotting dead body, it all looks very beautiful. The cinematography is incredibly stunning and it's very beautiful, no matter what they're shooting, even if it's something really fucked up. Um, so, um, I believe this one is also going to be on Shudder, much like many of their other films that the Adams family has made. But I just think that's so fucking cool that they're a family
Yeah.
that makes horror movies together all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's such a neat. That's just cool, man. I'm jealous. That's fucking cool. Uh, so yeah, Mother of Flies. It's only an hour and a half long, so good. And most of the movies kind of run within that runtime. They don't overstay their welcome, which for a lot of people they don't like long movies. I'm sure that's happened. I don't mind long movies personally. I mean, I watched Oppenheimer like twice in the theater, so
Damn.
I'm good. I'm good with whatever. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend just any of their films. I really like Where the Devil Roams. I need to watch more of their stuff, obviously, but I think Where the Devil Roams is my favorite of theirs. But Mother of Flies was a very great installment to their filmography, and I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Next up, we got Body Blow.
This one I admittedly don't have a lot to say about because it wasn't really my thing because it's not a horror film. It's um it's like an action noir 80s throwback
Oh,
film. It blends a lot of genres. Um, but I loved the cinematography and I loved the performances. And this is the film where I got the trading cards from. Actually, hold on. I'll pull up the trading cards. Hold on.
want to see?
All right, I am back. I brought the cards with me from my room. I had them all paper clipped together. And I don't think I collected all of them. I think there's still a few that I'm missing from the festival, but these are the ones I have. And I'm not gonna read these out loud. So for those listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you're gonna have to tune into the YouTube portion for this one. But I'm just gonna show them to Ariane and see her reaction.
What the?
That is.
Oh, wow.
I
That
know.
actually looks cool.
I love the art.
Whoa.
And there's like descriptions on the back.
Is he the one with the mobile?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, you got it.
Ooh, what the fuck? I just read the
Your,
title.
your reaction to that one in particular. Ooh, all right. So yeah, it's a really interesting film. It deals with a lot of stuff in queer LGBT culture, which is super cool.
Love that.
Um, yeah, no, it was a cool watch. Just action noir stuff isn't really my thing. But I dug the visuals of the film. It's shot like very very 80s, very lo-fi kind of like synth. It's got a cool like synth sort of score. Um, it was a cool watch. It was a cool kind of just in between my screenings kind of watch, just to you know experiment,
Mhm.
get out there, see some stuff I wouldn't see otherwise. And I think that's exactly what this was. This is something I would never see otherwise outside of Fantastic Fest, but not in a bad way, more just in an adventurous, fun way. So, and I
Nice.
have these very cool trading cards to show for it. And if anyone who was at Fantastic Fest has any of the ones that I'm missing, barter with me. Because now I'm kind of obsessed. I kind of need the whole set now. Or if the director is listening, and you could just fucking shoot me some my way. Either or. But yeah, that's a body blow, really.
I love that. I want to watch it.
I'll let you know when it's on. I don't know when it's coming out, but I'll let you know. I'll send it to you.
Yay. All right, we're down to our last two movies.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Finally.
It's actually awesome that you get to go to these places.
This is like the highlight of my whole year. I'd love to do more stuff on like for other film festivals. Like I'd love to go to South by Southwest sometime.
Yeah.
That'd be a blast. But as of right now, this is kind of like my big thing with film criticism. This is like my big year.
I will let you pick. Did you want to do Vicious first or Cruel Jaws?
Ooh. Um, I'll do Vicious.
Okay.
Okay. So Vicious, it kind of hurts me to say I wasn't a big fan of this one because it's directed by Brian Bertino, who, as I said, is a I'm a big fan of his because I love The Strangers. That's like my second favorite horror film of all time. Um, this one didn't really work for me. It was a little all over the place in terms of plot.
Mhm.
There were moments where I mean, it's very, symbolic, very metaphorical, very artsy, which is fine. I like that. But there was a point where I was like, okay, I think I have the meaning figured out. I think I have the metaphors figured out. And then some more shit happens and all that goes out the window. And I'm like, never mind. I don't. I guess I don't have it figured out. So, it was that kind of awkward back and forth. Maybe I need to rewatch it with a new. Maybe someone can explain it to me. Maybe I can have someone write a YouTube essay and explain it to me. I don't know, but it just every time I thought I knew where we were going in terms of like theme and metaphor, uh, it just took another left turn into absurdness, into absurdity. So
Hmm.
didn't really work for me plot wise. Dakota Fanning gives a hell of a performance though. Like she fucking kills it in this. Great performance. I was very confused on the script. That's all. Um, there's lots of really interesting scenes, but again, just they're strewn throughout a very weak plot.
Hmm.
And there's some cool gore here as well. This is the part where she has to cut her own toe off
Oh
with a pair of
shit.
pliers. Shit's fucking metal. It's cool, but again, it's like when it's all said and done, like I didn't know where the story was going, and also I felt like that ending was extremely drawn out.
Mhm.
I figured the movie could be at least 10 minutes shorter, at least probably 20.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know, and that's even with like what's the runtime for Vicious? Because it felt long, admittedly. Hour 38. See, what's fucked up is that isn't even that long. Um, but yeah, I just wasn't a fan of it personally. Again, I love Brian Bertino. I love The Strangers. I need to check out some of his other work. Yeah, and Dakota Fanning is fantastic in this, but just in terms of story, which I'm big on story. You got to have a good story. In terms of story, this one didn't work for me, and yeah, it's kind of just it.
Right. Actually, I did notice that on your letterbox, the least favorite was Cruel Jaws.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was
that's
wrong?
that's because okay, Cruel Jaws is a 1990s 1995 film. I'm typing it in right now just to make sure I have all my stuff accurate. And it's basically just a knockoff of Jaws.
Oh,
It's an Italian ripoff of Jaws, but it was shot in Florida.
what a coincidence.
Yeah, that's funny. And it's just like it's so just offbeat and weird, and it's like there's so many questionable choices with the filmmaking. I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah.
And there were so many scenes where I was like, why did you do that? Why are you doing it? Why are you still doing it? Um, it's such a strange film. And it's like a beat for beat remake of Jaws. Like there's like
Oh,
almost exactly the same characters as in Jaws, except this one has like a little girl in a wheelchair, who like they make it where it's like, okay, this is like the clear like emotional attachment for this film, but then they
mhm.
don't really give that character much to do. Um, but there's a scene where the father of the girl in the wheelchair is supposed to be kind of rooting for him. There's a scene where he's like, "Oh shit, I left my daughter all alone at the aquarium." And so you left your daughter in a wheelchair all alone at an aquarium?
Right? What the fuck?
What the fuck? You're a bad person. It's like this is our hero, by the way. This is our main character. This is our hero. Um, and just the general direction and performance of the actors, it felt like The Room. Have you ever seen The Room?
I heard about it.
Yeah, it's like The Room, but for like shark movies. Um, it's yeah, it's bad. It's just not that good. And my biggest critique was that they showed this to me at 11 a.m.
Damn.
I started my day with this. Um, and I was like, you should have programmed this to be at night. I would have ordered a beer. I can't drink at 11. I can't be drunk at 11 a.m. watching this. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I want to be drunk watching this at 11 p.m. That'd be fun. That'd be really funny. Um, and like I get it, I'm beating this movie up. I'm making the obvious joke that this movie's bad. Everyone knows this movie's fucking bad. No one's saying this movie is good. I'm just saying this movie's bad. But like, if you're looking for something to like watch and get like drunk or just and just like riff on, this is great. This is really fun. But just as a movie, like from a filmmaking perspective and watching it just as a fan of film, I'm like, this is just so incompetently made. And also, I learned from it was presented by the American Genre Film Archive, which great company based out of Austin. I believe they're based out of Austin. Um, that works to preserve old film and re-release them and you know talk about them. So they presented Cruel Jaws, and they said that this movie has like a bunch of scenes from other shark movies like sewn into it because the director just did not give a shit about copyright law, which is hilarious. I love the idea of just saying, I don't fucking care about copyright law.
What the
There's parts of the soundtrack that sound like Star Wars. What the fuck is the Star Wars theme doing in this Jaws ripoff?
Oh
And
no.
there's other shark movie scenes in here of the shark because they couldn't get footage of a fucking shark. The moment the shark dies, you see it for like a split second. It's like a split second explosion. There's a scene where a woman accidentally pours gasoline on herself and gets shot with a flare gun.
Yeah.
Like she breathes the gasket for no reason, it just goes like this for no reason, and then some guy accidentally shoots a flare at her and she explodes.
That doesn't make sense.
Ari, it's free on Tubi. Please, like, watch this, please. I want
Watch.
you to watch it. It's it's so bad, but like, if we're talking about bad movies, it's great. But if we're talking about movies, it's fucking dog shit. It's terrible. It's awful, but it's so funny. So it was a fun way to start my day. But I feel like I would have had more fun if I had a beer in my hand watching this.
Yeah, sounds
You
like
know,
it.
maybe like 3 beers, maybe. But it was like it was. It's hilarious. And just, oh, I love the title, Cruel Jaws. Cruel Jaws. I love that. There's a Cruel Jaws novelization. Oh hell yeah! But yeah, shout out to Cruel Jaws from 1995 and Italian director Bruno Mattei. What else has he done? Hopefully good stuff. Women's Prison Massacre. Hold on.
What?
Hold up. I gotta tune in. I gotta lock in for this one. What the fuck is Women's Prison Massacre? Another Italian horror film.
It looks badass. Ooh.
He did Hell of the he did Hell of the Living Dead, aka Night of the Zombies. Rats, Night of Terror. Oh my god, this cover for Rats is fucking cool. Hold on. I'm gonna, I'm gonna send this in the Zoom in the Zoom chat. There's the chat button. There it is. Look at this poster for one of his movies.
Dude, that looks fucking awesome.
I want to see that so badly now. Man,
Same.
why are horror movie posters such a lost art these days?
Yeah.
Like, man, okay. Is that also on Tubi? It is.
Yes.
I know what I'm watching while I edit. Hell yeah. But was that all the movies?
Yeah, it was. Congrats, Jacob.
Thank you. Was that 18, 19 movies from Fantastic Fest? Man, that's big movie weekend. And I also watched some of Night Patrol and some others, but I couldn't digest them because I was watching them solely for interview notes. So I couldn't fully digest them. I need to rewatch those when they're more available, and I'm not rushing to write down interview questions.
Fair.
But yeah, I had a good time. This is a great year for Fantastic Fest. Great lineup, great turnout, lots of great people. It's unfortunate that a bunch of COVID outbreaks happened. I know lots of people who did get COVID
Oh,
from this festival. I hope they're doing okay. I've talked to some of them. They seem to be doing all right. Um, I tested for COVID today. Tested negative. Thankfully, I'm going to retest in the next few days. I haven't been feeling that well. Hence again my voice and my sniffling. Apologies again if you heard any gross sniffling during this podcast. Um, Hopefully I'll be back in a few days. But I'm glad I was able to sit down and do this Fantastic Fest breakdown. Why did my mouse die? What is going on with it? There we go. I am glad I was able to sit down and do this Fantastic Fest breakdown. Um, it's an honor to be able to do this and attend Fantastic Fest and see these wonderful films early, sometimes maybe for the only time at all. In the case of like 13 Days Till Summer, I really hope that gets proper distribution because that breaks my heart. But yeah, no, it was an honor to return for another year of Fantastic Fest. Hopefully, I'll be back next year to do more movie reviews. I still have more reviews and interviews coming down the pipeline over on fortune28elm.com. You can check those out. I'll leave a link in the description for that. Um, be sure to tune in next week where we talk about what are we talking about, Ariani?
we are talking about is it the final installment of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing?
Yep, it is
Yep.
our final Chainsaw episode. And which movies are we covering on that episode?
It is going to be the remakes.
It was yeah, it was a there's been so many. It's been and also okay
There's a lot.
for those who have been wanting. We watched all these movies like a month and a half ago. We've been taking our sweet ass time editing these and filming them because we're both in like the busy swing in our lives right now. So yeah, we've both been kind of. Thank God I wrote down all my notes on Chainsaw Massacre, otherwise I would have had to rewatch them. But yeah, we'll be covering on the final installment of our Texas Chainsaw Massacre retrospective breakdown, whatever you want to call it. We'll be covering Leatherface from 2017, Texas Chainsaw 3D from 2013, and the Netflix legacy sequel simply called Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2022.
That's right.
So that is knock on wood, hopefully coming next week. Um, and that will conclude our Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise binge. It's an end of an era, Ari.
It's crazy.
I know nine movies. I'm glad it's almost over. And we'll find another franchise to re-binge soon.
Yeah,
Someone suggested we do the VHS franchise. I'd love to do the VHS franchise.
we should.
'Cause that has a lot more diversity to it, a lot more different taste to it because it's an anthology.
Mhm.
Or what was that one anthology you were telling me about, Ari?
Oh, Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
Yes,
Yes.
I need to watch those. We need to binge those as well.
Heck yeah.
So that and we also take suggestions if you want to hit us up on our Twitter account. Our Twitter is at TalkTerraPod. Our Instagram is simply Talking Terra Podcast. You can find us on either of those social medias, and you can find us now on TikTok as well. Ari, what's the TikTok?
It is Talking Terror Podcast.
Hell yeah! I'm glad we were able to get the name.
Yep.
You never know. Sometimes you never know when you're getting a name on social media if it's been taken or not. So glad we were able to score that. We're now on TikTok. We'll be uploading various clips of the episode,
Yep.
edited by our wonderful social media editor Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. I'll leave him in the description below as well. Um, he's great, good friend of ours, and he's been throwing together some really dope ass TikTok edits. So you'll be able to get bite-sized talking terror clips on TikTok and soon following that Instagram. Um, if you want to check out more of us personally, besides outside of the show, you can follow me on Twitter. My is at Jacob at the movie. I was doing Fantastic Fest coverage all over Twitter, so you can see my early reviews there before the reviews go live on 1428. And you can also find me on Instagram at Jacob the Harper. Ari, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yes. actually. So my Instagram is little with two e's dot imp. And then I do want to talk about my TikTok. It is dot little underscore imp.
Hell yeah, she's very active on TikTok. Give her a
I
follow on
am.
there. Badass guitar videos and such.
Thank you. If there's any ghost bands out there, I do play guitar in ghoul cosplay, so you could request a song for me.
Hell yeah, you can.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's going to do it for us on this episode of Talking Terror. Thank you guys so much again for tuning into this episode, this Fantastic Fest special. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.